I'm not going to do the math on here. Every time I try to do the math and I'll try to add everything up on the calculator, it don't work, and I end up sitting there staring at it, and it's just eats a lot of time, and I end up looking foolish. But trust me, the math works. I would rather just show you how it's done and let you figure out that other part yourself. So, I gotta use my other hand. I got the dog sitting on my lap. So here's your ridge board. And here's the rafter. Let's say there's the wall plate. And here's your little tail. There's your heel height. Mess up the tail. All right. So hooking to back it up, wall plate, and then coming out to where the rafter butts into the ridge. If you plumb straight down and then you hook over here and come straight across, that's kind of where we're orienting right now. But to get the actual place where we're going to do our initial math, you're going to go from the back of the bird's mouth here, and you're going to parallel up the rake, up this rafter. So and your math is going to end up giving you a point right here. That's your first point when you're going to do, you know, what, like I had 7, 12, and I had 10 for the run here. So what you would do, I'm just going to show you what the math is. So you're going to divide 7 into 12 and then multiply it by 10. And that's going to give you around 5.8 something. 5.8 feet. All right. And so we still have our heel height. I know you had mentioned the heel height. So that's from this point. From that point, it's going to come up to the top of the ridge here, and so add 4 inches. This would be about 4 inches right there for the heel height. And to make it very simple, from that measurement, you're just going to subtract whatever the ridge is. So it's just going to be +4 and then -7 1/4. And that's your whole math right there. I usually do that in the calculator. It makes it real easy. One more food for thought with this is, you know, if you have joists running and you're going to set your ridge on top of, say, like a 2x6, a flat 2x6, like a strong back, a rat run, or what have you, then you're going to need to take away, you know, the 5.5 for the 2x6 joist, and then the 1.5. So that's a subtraction right there that you're doing. And that's it. Key point is you got to make sure that you do your run. You've got to take that ridge beam out like you normally do, and then you won't have to worry about that little triangle above the top. If you don't do that, then you'll have to worry about that little triangle at the top. I've used this method by myself when I've had to stick frame like rake walls, and I'm sitting 2x12 beams on top of that. So that is a good method and it works. But you got to make sure that wherever you're putting your whatever you're putting that post on is the same level as the wall height. So either run a string or whatever, and just make sure that the spot that you're doing your math is the same as, or the place where you're going to put the post is the same as the spot where you're doing your math from. That's all it is. So just run a string or whatever to make sure it's right. That's it.